Hey guys, it's Friday, so it's be a chill knack stream, but today we actually got a lot of information to go through, right? We got Zeal, the last card from Clan Selection. They also showed us the Pale Moon cards that we kind of already knew because it was in a magazine, but I don't think that many people talked about it, so you might as well just go through it in case you guys missed it. Cards are very good, so that's a plus. And then also, we got that producer's letter from Kitamori that they talked about on Tuesday, so let's go through that as well and just see what he has said. He actually clarified quite a few things for premium, at least, so the information is actually quite interesting. And it's overdress news, right? So we have to talk about it because overdress news is always good. Now first, let's go through the cards. So first we got Nightmare Doll Abigail, grade 1, auto Vanguard circle when play soul charge 1, so you know, good stuff. Pale Moon, soul charging, always good. At the end of turn, retire this unit and return a grade 3 Workroid from your soul into your hand if your Vanguard is a Workroid countercharge 1, so you can get back your Alice's, your Chelsea's, your Carols, or anything that you want for a ride next turn. It's pretty decent. Next, we got Nightmare Doll Marisa. So auto Vanguard circle or Regard circle. When placed from hand, put a card from your hand into your soul. Look at 7 cards from the top of your deck. You'll up to 2 non-grade 2 Workroid normal units from among them and put them into your hand and shuffle your deck. So get back your Abigails or any of those grade 3s that I mentioned before. So pretty nice. Pretty nice. You can get up to 2 as well. So, but I guess you have to put a card into soul, so that's kind of not great. You have to pre-put it, but at the same time you can like pre-put a grade 3 into your soul, like a Carol, so you can kind of get a rewriting combo going on next turn. So that's okay, I guess. And then lastly, we got Nightmare Doll Chelsea. The end of the turn, at the end of the battle, it attacked, counter blast 1, and called to 2 Workroid from your soul to your Regard circle. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, those called units get plus 10k until the end of turn. So easy multi-attack, you know, just at the end of battle, boom, call 2 Workroids, and those things can be Alice's, right? So they can generate extra attacks. So that's pretty cool. And then at the end of the battle that it attacked, if your Vanguard is Workroid, put this unit into your soul, choose up to one of your opponent's Regards, and your opponent puts that unit into soul. So if it's on the Regard circle, you can get like a kind of like a removal effect going on, but I think the key thing is that it puts itself to soul for free, so you can trigger things like your Carol and getting like extra rewrites from that, and you can easily generate like multiple Excel circles in one turn. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's a nice buff, and overall it's a great decent ride as well. So you have like decent ride targets now for Workroid or Nightmare Dolls. And then you got some nice backup grade 3 like support like Alice to get those multi-attacks. So overall, really great things. I'll let all the Pale Moon guys figure out more ways to break this because they're more big brain than I am. I will move on to Dimension Police. So we got these in the card of the days, and so this is just the grade 1 Eye of Destruction Zeal. Auto Vanguard circle or Regard circle. When placed, look at the 7 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 grade 2 or greater card of Zeal in its card name from among them, put them into your hand and shuffle your deck. This ability may only be used by a card with the same card name once per turn. So it's free, works on Vanguard or Regard circle, and you plus. But it's a hard once per turn. But the good thing is you plus and it's free. So I like this. I like this. Grade 2 Zeal, Devourer of Planet Zeal. Auto Vanguard circle, Regard circle once per turn. Counterblast 1, rest 2 Regards. Choose one of your opponent's Vanguards, and it gets power minus 5k until the end of turn. If you have an Eye of Destruction Zeal in your soul, draw a card. So, I mean, you have to have the grade 1 in soul, which is kind of annoying. But being able to draw 1 is pretty good. And when voted upon by a grade 3, choose one of your opponent's Vanguards, and it gets power minus 5,000 until the end of turn. So, you don't actually have to ride a grade 3 Zeal. You just have to ride a grade 3 on this, and your opponent gets minus 5k. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then lastly, we've got Galactic Beast Zeal. Auto Vanguard circle or Regard circle. When placed from hand, look at the top card of your deck. Call it to the Regard circle. If this unit is on the Vanguard circle, choose one of your opponent's Vanguards, and it gets power minus 5,000 into the end of turn for each marker on your opponent's circles. Okay, so this basically as a built-in, like, doesn't work if your opponent is not grade 3 yet, unless they're Genesis, where they get their force markers at grade 2. But yeah, it doesn't really work. You technically get a plus though, right? You just get a free call from the top of your deck. I guess like when you call it from like a restander, like a black or something like that, then you get a free call in that, and that's pretty cool too. So you get like multi attacks, and then if your opponent is what already went first, then you might be able to get multiple instances of minus 5k from it. Also, when you just ride it, right? When you normally ride it, you ride it every turn, you get more free stuff, and your opponent loses more power. Second effect, though, is act Vanguard Circle once per turn. Counterblast 1 and put 1 or more regards into your soul. Choose one of your opponent's Vanguards until the end of turn. It gets power minus 10k. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, and Devourer of Planets Zeal is in your soul, this unit gets +1 drive for every 2 cards put into your soul for this cost. Okay, so you can generate a lot of soul. I guess that's kind of interesting. What will you use the soul for? No, well, technically speaking though, right? Since you get a bunch of free calls off this, you can kind of plan ahead and just, or even like with Laurel's effect, you use Laurel's and then you use this to suck in all the rested units. So you kind of cash in like that way, although it's technically not a 1-for-1 trade, but you get what you can get, right? The minus 10k is good. Your opponent can easily go into negative numbers now. Like with just a come into play effect and the minus 10k, they can probably just minus 20k in a single turn, which can be pretty threatening when you run things like Miracle Beauty and things like that. So overall, I think there's like a card in premium as well that is like minus like Soul Blast 2 to minus power on your opponent's turn, so that can be played. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good card. It's a pretty good card for Dimension Police. I think everyone was thinking it's going to be not very great, but it's actually pretty decent. It's I think it's one of the better cards from Clan Selection Volume 2. So yeah, pretty good. Now, let's move on to the Producers Letter. So this is the Producers Letter. Let's just go through it. They basically talk about, if you want to read the proper letter, just go to the website, the Vanguard website, and you'll see it. Here they talk about how Vanguard is becoming a global entertainment service. We can see the graph here. We've got the graph, here. It's like ever since 2011, we have it in Japanese and in English as well. That's pretty cool. They have it in Thai, they have it in Italian and Korean. I think that it's coming out in like Malaysian or something, right? So that's pretty cool, and we can see it's 30 regions worldwide play Vanguard. Look, Australia's #1. Yeah, cool stuff. That's pretty cool. So thanks everyone, and it's pretty cool like how there's so many people playing. There's always ways to improve it. There's always ways to get better, but that's how it is. Clan fights during the overdress phase. So overall, this is just talking about how things are changing to nation fight, and he apologizes on, it's been tough, right? This change has been tough. But there was also a bunch of issues because of the 24 clans. But yeah, that's just a quick cliff notes. But premium format during the overdress phase is going to be interesting because there's been a lot of questions on what you can do with premium. So basically nothing's changed, but here we can see how in premium like which clans, which nations are which, right? So Killer Sanctuary is United Sanctuary, we know about that. Dragon Empire is just Dragon Empire, nothing has changed. Dark States is Dark Zone, Brandgate is Stargate, and Stoike is Magallanica and Zoo. And then Lyrical Monastery is just Magallanica. So we kind of already knew that. Basically, you just play these nations in these kind of clans, and that's it. Now, the question is, right? Well, he's provided an example here as well. So, cards that can be used in the preview format, cards that belong for Kagero, for example, cards that belong to Kagero, cards that belong to Cray Elemental, or cards that have no nation specified, which is correct, like Power Eyes, Elixir, things like that. Zero Dragon, Inferno Drachma, and Gilgal, and then the new stuff is just the D icon belong to Dragon Empire, and D icon that don't belong in any nation, so you've got things like Obaria, which doesn't belong to any nation, so cool. And then, furthermore, we've got a premium FAQ here. All right, so we'll read that FAQ later because we'll just go through the whole thing. 3 format tournaments. They talk about how they're gonna support 3 formats, which is okay. Least gives more longevity to V Premium for everyone that got in there. And then in the preview, this is kind of interesting. One thing that we want to focus on during the overdress phase is that there is a story to Vanguard. So it feels like they're capitalizing on the fact that they've set up this lore for Vanguard, and that's good to hear. I think we talked about like Zex before, how they support their lore and they kind of engage it through tournaments as well. And kind of like with Vanguard, we had the anime, then we had the reboot, which was kind of like a bit of a disconnect because people are like, do we want to watch the anime again? They have If, but the story has never really been a big focus of the of the game itself, except for like, you know, oh, here's a unit from the anime. Oh, the anime shows it's like the anime in a way, right? Like we can admit that the story is not great, right? It's not amazing. Overall, it's kind of like a like an advertisement for cards, for example. But now, if they're putting much more emphasis on the story and trying to push it onto a different level, then and putting like support to it, then it'll be pretty interesting to see how they go with it. Especially since they want this overdress phase to last for 10 more years at least. So that should be really cool. That should be cool. And then he just says, yeah, thanks for reading. Go check him out on Twitter. He reads your comments. He might not reply to everything, but he does read them, and it's really cool. So let's talk about the FAQ for premium now. So frequently asked question: how will cards of the D icon be used in premium? Cards of the D icon can be used, you know, as if they belong to the clans or that correspond to the nation. So we all knew that. There's a list. There's an actual list. Can overtriggers be used in premium? Yes, they can. Can I use a deck that's fully constructed from D series in premium? Yes. But since Riot decks are not usable in premium, you should be careful, right? You should be careful. And then can both Dragonic Overlord the End and Chakrabarti Divine Dragon Nirvana in my field? Will the power of Dragonic Overlord the End be reduced by 2,000? Yes. Because I think some of these old cards, they say that if they have a card name with, well, they have a card with another nation, I mean another clan, that's not cargo, they lose power. So since Nirvana is also like every single nation, Dragon Empire nation, then yes, the End will lose power. But this is kind of similar to what we had before. In regards to Lord, it's the same. You will be able to attack because you do share the same clan. Now, the Zeroth Dragon stuff, this is the interesting. How will Zeroth Dragon of Distancy, Megiddo, and Balanarina, and Zoa and Megaloma be handled from now on? They will not be handled any differently from the way they currently are. Megiddo and Balanarina can be used with Grand Blue, Bermuda Triangle, and Aqua Force. Zoa and Megaloma can be used with Mega Colony, Great Nature, and Unic. So no, you cannot mix Zeroth Dragons anymore. They're still the same as they have always been. And then Magnolia is included in my Grand Blue deck. Since Magnolia also belongs to Zoo, can I include Zoa or Megaloma in my G deck? No, you cannot. As decks are constructed around clans in premium, you have to choose Grand Blue as a clan, so you can't use Zoa or Megaloma. Unlucky boys. And then Neon Gize and Magnolia are in my deck, and Megiddo and Zoa are in my G deck. If my Vanguard is Magnolia, can I ultimate stride Megiddo and Zoa? Yes, you can. Yes, because you got the Gizes, right? So here we go, the actual full list. Yeah, so cards of Diakon, Keter Sanctuary, Dragon Empire, Dark States, so they belong in premium. You know, you can use them in all these things. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's basically just the Stoicheia and the lyrical Monastery stuff that's kind of weird. But basically, it's as we thought before. You can put Stoicheia stuff in any green and blue clan that you want, and then yeah, since lyrical Monastery is just Bermuda Triangle, you put it in Bermuda Triangle. That's it. And then here's like the exact cards that you can put in here. The only kind of difference, well, only kind of weird one, yeah, like you can run these cards in premium format. Royal Paladin, you get to use Keter Sanctuary and all that. You get to use Blast of Dark. Yeah, don't forget, guys. But this is basically the full list. They actually just listed every single clan in the FAQ. Yeah, pretty crazy, right? You know, here's the Aqua Force stuff, but they specifically just said, yeah, that's it, boys. Well, they have a Token Rambu here as well. So Token Rambu just, you get cards with the D icon and no nation specified. Okay, it's kind of interesting. Token Rambu is cards with the D icon that belong in Token Rambu. So will we get Token Rambu coming out in English? So yeah, that's the big premium stuff. Basically, no changes to what we thought. I mean, I guess some people are thinking, come on, I want to miss Zoa in my Grand Blue and stuff, but no. It's just as it was before, and we've basically clarified it. Go check out the Producers Letter. It's really good, and just read it. It's a good read. Don't just rely on my Cliff Notes. You'll never pass an exam like that. But yeah, go check it out. It's on the main website. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of what the Producers Letter is and how to explain things and whether you like Zeal or not. You know, let me know. All right, see you guys in the next video. Bye.